All right, you guys are hopping into a quick live. Welcome. It's so fun to do these every once in a while. So if you're joining, welcome. And if you see me looking, I'm on two screens. We're over on YouTube and here on Instagram as well. So I just want to welcome you and say hi. If we haven't met and you've just recently followed, I'm Melissa. It's nice to see you. I'm a homeschool mom of four, licensed teacher, online teacher, owner of Curio, your hopefully go-to for all online classes. We've got you covered for ELA, public speaking, book clubs, which is what we're going to talk about today, Spanish, French, the works. All right. So right now, what I want to talk about is the summer slide and how we're going to let this one thing, do the heavy lifting for us. Okay. So the heavy lifting this summer is going to be done by one thing. And before we get there, I want to just kind of remind you what summer is like. Okay. So summer tends to be sometime when we're having a lot of fun. We've maybe got some trips planned. We're throwing the books back in the cabinet for all it's worth, and we're maybe burned out. That may be one way that we're arriving at summer. Another way might be that we are just, drifting. Our family kind of does this. We do year-round homeschooling when we need to take a week off because someone's visiting or we're going on a trip. That's fine. We do it. But it's not something that we're like, boom, this date, school is done. That's not how we roll, okay? We're constantly doing stuff. So in order to avoid that summer slump, this is something that we do. We are always reading. No matter what's happening, there's always some sort of a book study going on in our house, which led me to think, I think this would be a fantastic thing for others. Now, I've been doing this in class form for years now. For about 4 years, we've had dozens of kids complete this book study class, and they're focused on Newbery winning books from the Newbery winning list. Things like The Last Cuentista, A Wrinkle in Time, Holes. We are just finishing up our first book of the Curio book study, which is The Giver. And our next one is actually starting in June, which is the perfect opportunity for you to head into this summer slide beating kind of activity. All right. So hear me when I say this is one thing that's going to be that heavy lifting for your summer. Okay. So we're not going to be bored. We're going to have some purpose-filled time. I think we can all agree that it's better. Things work better when kids have something to do, right? They've got a little bit of structure. And I think this really speaks to that because sometimes kids are just playing outside. They've had a fun morning. They come in and they need a popsicle, a drink of water, a cool place to just sit down and rest. And if they can pop in their audiobook and maybe have their physical book in their hands on the couch, on a beanbag, in a hammock, our kids' favorite place to work, that is cha-ching optimal for this type of activity, okay? Now, our book study is a book club where they've also got a printable and digital workbook that they can take a look at, they can complete. There are optional academic essays where they're doing literary analysis on these things, but that's the thing, they're optional. So based on, and I keep tabs on every family, how they're doing, what their expectation is for their child in this club. But the idea is that they're coming in and they are getting that community, getting that discussion each week during our live classes. And then they're also getting some feedback on their workbook and their essays as they come around, if they're going to do them. Okay. So here's the deal. This summer, we're doing When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit by Judith Kerr. This is a true story. This is a World War II historical fiction book that's not really fiction because it's a true story, but it's told in kind of a fiction lens with a different name. So we'll play along with the historical fiction genre here. It goes into the early days of Hitler's rise to power in Germany as he wins the election and what that means for a Jewish family in Berlin as they, become refugees out of this comfortable lifestyle in the suburbs in Berlin. And boom, they're out of the country. They are worried. They're nervous. They're sick. They're having to deal with different languages. It is an amazing book that I actually think will change lives. Hear me when I say this. There are certain books that you read that change you. You're probably already thinking of some, right? I remember reading The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I remember reading The Last Cuentista, in the last couple of years. That changed my thoughts on like bilingual books and stuff, because it's not a true bilingual book, but it helps you feel seen if you are bilingual. I love that for bilingual kids. So these are the types of books that I'm really excited to put in front of our kids and have them see and interact with and talk with their peers about. So I would love for you guys to join us. If you head to thinkcurio.com, you can sign up for our next cohort. It's beginning June 18th, Wednesdays, and June 19th, Thursdays. The times are listed on there, but it's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central, and these are 50-minute classes, 50, and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Central. Okay, our Thursday class is currently full for this current book. We're going to see who gets those spots first. I hope we're going to have spots for everybody who wants to hop in. All right. But this is just a reminder that if you are excited about this book and you want to hop in to our next cohort, it's starting in just a couple weeks, and you're definitely going to want to hop in there. All right. Save that seat. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I will happily answer them. And I'm excited about this summer, you guys. I'm excited for all the adventures that our family has planned, and to know that the learning is going to continue. All right. So I will see you out there. If you have questions, leave them below. Thanks for being here, you guys. Have a great evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are.